Hi everyone, producer Siri here again. This is our last episode of 2025. Thank you again for joining us. This is going to be one more bonus episode. So if you are listening to audio only, I'm going to highly recommend that you pop over to Spotify or YouTube to watch the video version of this podcast. Thank you so much, and we'll be back with brand new episodes with season 2 next week.
Welcome to another episode of the Dietitian Stable. Today I'm going to be reacting to more TikTok videos. My team has compiled them for me. I have not seen them in advance, so let's see what they are and let's dive into it.
I need help picking out my next food hyperfixation, but specifically I want something that I can mindlessly snack on. Now, I think that this is a little bit of a neurodivergent sensory seeking situation. I used to love just going to town on a bag of celery. I'd chop it all up and I'd dip it in little sauces and hot sauces throughout the day. And it was just so nice to just have something to just be chomping on. And unfortunately, it turns out I'm allergic to celery now, which is crazy because celery is like water. So I need something that's like that. And I'm going to tell you the 3 things that I've tried so far that are close, but I need to know if there's other ideas. Number 1, popcorn. But I don't love the, I definitely have to go floss immediately afterwards. Otherwise, I'm just endlessly bugged by random kernels stuck in my teeth. Number 2 is that protein cereal that they advertise on a bunch of podcasts. I don't even remember the name of it. I've just been chomping on that, snacking on that, and it's pretty good. It's not a great price, and that's not really what it's made for, so I'm not sure if that's good. And then thing number 3 is just sometimes I'm just going to town on candy. That doesn't work for me because then my body feels gross afterward. If you have a nice sensory snacking experience recommendation, I would love to hear it.
Okay, so he's looking for sensory snacking experience. So from what you've been describing, it seems like you like crunchiness because the celery is crunchy, popcorn's crunchy. So you are looking for something that's crunchy for you to snack on. There are so many different crunchy things. It really depends on what you're looking for. Is it just something to snack on while you're working, or is it a snack that you need while you're on the go, you're going from one place to another? Have you eaten yet? Are you hungry? So there's a lot of things that come to mind when I think of snacking, because I really think about the purpose of the snack. Is it a snack because you're on the go, you have back-to-back meetings and you just need to eat something substantial? Or is it just, I'm sitting down, I'm at home, I'm chilling, I feel like I want a savory snack or something that, again, you can eat. He did say chomp on and mindlessly eat. So that's where the popcorns can come in. Wow. Let me see. It can be not dried nuts and seeds. It can be a bunch of a handful of edamame or nuts, raw nuts that are crunchy, or a few walnuts. I honestly like the popcorn idea. I can go for some popcorn right now, actually. What else? And yeah, different fruits. It can be baby carrots and cucumbers if you're looking for crunchy vegetables like celery or the cauliflowers. That's what I would say. But again, you need to see what works for you and what you like. Okay, next.
Okay, so you are fat. We already know that. And the problem is with the fat thing is that you...
Okay, yes. Well, this is the type of video that triggers me because, again, the self-talks the way we talk to ourselves, the way our brain talks to us, really affects the way we eat, the way we think about food, the way we think about ourselves, our self-worth, our self-esteem. So really focusing on what you're telling yourself and being kind to yourself, being kind to your body. And if you're hungry, then you need to eat. If you're hungry, that's your body physically hungry. This physical hunger that you feel is your body telling you that it needs to eat. You need to eat to fuel yourself, to fuel your brain. So yes, let's be kind to ourselves. Let's be mindful of the way we talk to ourselves. The way we talk to ourselves really affects the way we eat. So trying to really be kind, try to reframe and rephrase the way you have your self-talks in a more, so being mindful and aware first of if you have those negative self-talks and how you can reframe them so that you're more kind to yourself, and you'll see it'll make a big difference on first how you eat, how you feel mentally, and it'll reduce those triggers. Because then if your brain is telling you that you're fat, and that means that you really think and feel it, that's gonna impact negatively how you eat, how you are going to eat right now and after and at night. It may trigger you, it may cause some stigma, I want to say, weight stigma. So the first step would be to notice the thought, notice the way you're talking to yourself, and then trying to be aware of it, and then trying to rephrase it into a different thought that is more kind and more neutral to yourself, neutral to the food that's in front of you, and not criticizing, if I might say. Yeah. Okay, next video.
My diet is like 95% beef and rice right now, and I'm gonna explain to you why. My fresh batch of 1 pound of organic ground beef. Here's the deal. Ground beef and rice is the most simple thing to make. It is extremely fast to make. And you know what the best part is? You don't have to think about what you need to eat for the night, right? And this is why I eat it almost all the time. Literally, I swear, 95% of my diet, beef and rice. We're gonna grab a fresh scoop of rice right here. This is a beauty. Now, the reason I do it is because my shopping trips are about 10 minutes. I can run straight into Sam's Club and I go grab 6 pounds of organic ground beef. I just spilt rice all over the place. That's awesome. I can run in, go get my ground beef, and I have a 20-pound bag of jasmine rice that you just whip into a little rice cooker. And making the food takes maybe 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes, and that's it. You don't have to think about what you need to eat. You just get your protein in, get your carbs in, and bon appetit. That's it. Stop overthinking what you need to eat. Just
Okay, I have so many questions. So, do you just eat rice and beef for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? That's a lot of meat and rice. There's no diversity in the diet. Yes, definitely you're not thinking about what you're getting because it's just 2 ingredients. But how sustainable is it? How long can you stay on just eating 2 types of foods? Yeah, so don't do that. Please try to add some variety. Please, there's so many different carbs that you can have throughout the day other than rice. Beef, yes, ground, grass-fed, okay. You're choosing a good beef option. But there is, again, what about turkey? What about chicken? What about tofu and fish and different types of fish? So many things you're missing out on, and a lot of those dishes can be made within 10 minutes as well. It's not just the beef that needs 10 minutes and the rice. So where is the vegetables? Where are the fruits and the colors on your plate? And maybe sprinkling some some nuts and seeds on top. I love adding some seeds, like flax seeds and chia seeds, depending on what you're having again. Yeah, I don't know how sustainable that is. And there's a lot of different ways that you can prep meals in less than 10 minutes or less. Trust me, I do that all the time. I always look at the easiest, most fastest recipes that I can make, and I just make something different every time just to get some variety in my diet, but also not spend a whole day in the kitchen. So it is possible. Okay, next one.
What are you guys doing to mitigate your food noise? Because my food noise literally consumes my life. If you don't know what food noise is, consider yourself extremely lucky. It's not talked about enough, that's for sure. Food noise, at least in the way I experience it, is when you hyperfixate on something all day long until you get it. Mine is sweets, of course. I literally have 12 cookies in the oven right now. I sit at my desk all day and think, I'm gonna go downstairs to the cafe and get a cookie. No, Brooke, you don't need to do that, fatty. Okay, I'm gonna go to just get a little mini Twix. No, Brooke, you don't need to get a mini Twix all day long, every 5 minutes. It's just me trying to figure out how I can get a hold of sweets in some sort of way. It literally doesn't stop until I get a hold of it. Help.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, I get what you mean. Food noise is really hard because you're constantly thinking about the food, and in her case she's constantly thinking about sweets and how to get to sweets, and she's stopping herself. So this little dance between you and yourself that you make when you're like, I want something, no, you should not, your brain telling you you should not get that or you shouldn't have that, those negative self-talks, the way she called herself fatty, her brain called her fatty. So those are, again, talking about the negative self-talks and how it affects the way you think about food, makes it even harder because you're hyper fixating on it and you are not allowing yourself to have it. So then this creates anxiety. This creates a sense of being uneasy, a sense of not being able to focus on the things that need your attention throughout the day, because the only thing you can think about is how am I going to get sweets, but however I should not get sweets. The best way, I mean, there are so many different ways to approach it. One of the ways is to incorporate it into your diet. So let's just have your Twix or your sweet or your cookie. Just go to the cafeteria, get your cookie before lunch, have lunch, and then have your cookie right after lunch. That way it removes this anxiety. You just decided that, you know what, I'm just gonna have that, and it's okay. And it's part of eating a balanced diet. It's part of also indulging in the foods that you love in moderation. So having it with your lunch, or maybe if you had that urge and you really want it and it's in between meals, or it's closer, you're still at work and it's closer to you leaving, you can still get that and then pair it with something that has that is nutritious. So maybe having your cookie and a fruit that you brought with you, or maybe if you have a cup of yogurt, you can have your cookie and your cup of yogurt. So combining that sweet treat with something that is nutritious removes that anxiety, because you still had something that is fueling you and fueling your body and your brain for you to be able to work, and you got a sweet treat, and that will help with the food noise. But yes, it does take time, and it's not easy. For sure. So again, first step, try to add it, since you're having this daily struggle, just add that into your day. And that's removing half the battle, because you're not battling with yourself and you're not stopping yourself and making yourself frustrated and punished just because you just want a sweet treat. So just add that as part of your diet throughout the day and enjoy your cookie. Okay, I think that's all the videos for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to talk to me about any nutrition issue or challenge that you're facing, I'm happy to sit with you and talk. So please go on our website, thedietitianstable.com/apply. Apply on and submit your application. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next episode.
The Dietitian's Table podcast is an independent production of the Dietitian's Table, LLC. Our co-founder and host is Joy Corey, MS, RD, CNSC. Our co-founder and CEO is Sam Sabaga. Our creative director and executive producer is me, Siri Khan. Content of the Dietitian's Table is for informational purposes only and is not intended as individual medical advice. For specific dietary or medical concerns, please reach out to your primary care provider.